Once upon a time, in a village known for its sunflowers and bright blue skies, lived a young painter named Kale. Kale was kind, and he had a happy life. When he painted, his canvases were filled with the yellow of the sun, the green of the grass, and the pink of his little sister's cheeks. But Kale hated his paintings. He would stand in the village museum, staring at the works of the old masters. Their paintings were dark, mysterious, and dramatic. They painted storms that looked real enough to drown you and shadows that seemed to hide secrets. People would stand in front of those dark paintings and cry, whispering, "This is true art. This is deep. This is genius." Then they would look at Kale's bright, happy paintings and simply say, "That's nice," and walk away. "I am tired of being nice," Kale grumbled one evening, throwing his brush across the room. "I am tired of painting sunflowers. I want to paint storms. I want to be a genius. I wish I had the soul of a master." That night, a heavy fog rolled into the village, swallowing the bright moon. As Kale walked aimlessly through the cobblestone streets, he found a narrow alley he had never seen before. At the end of it stood a crooked little shop with a sign that read, "The Alchemist of Colors." Inside, the air smelled of turpentine and old rain. Behind the counter stood a woman with silver hair and eyes that looked like shattered glass. She was mixing paints, but not from tubes. She was squeezing drops from glowing vials labeled heartbreak, fury, and grief. "You are looking for something, painter," she said without looking up. "I want to paint like the masters," Kale said, his voice shaking. "My art is boring. It has no depth. I want the power to move people to tears." The woman stopped mixing. She looked at him with pity. The masters did not paint with pigment, boy. They painted with their pain. Their art was deep because their sorrow was bottomless. "Are you sure you want their palette?" "I don't care," Kale said. "I want to be great." "Very well," she whispered. She reached under the counter and pulled out a heavy, wooden palette. The colors on it were dark and swirling: midnight indigo, bruised purple, charcoal black. "This is the palette of shadows. It will give you the eyes of a genius. You will see the world as they did, but you must leave your old palette here." Kale handed over his bright yellows and soft greens without hesitation. He grabbed the heavy wooden palette. Instantly, a cold shiver ran up his arm and settled in his chest. When he walked out of the shop, the world had changed. The village was no longer bright and cheerful. Kale looked at the sunflowers, but he didn't see their golden petals. He saw them wilting, dying, bowing their heads in defeat. He looked at the sky, but he didn't see blue. He saw the looming gray of a coming storm. He ran to his studio and began to paint. His hand moved with a feverish speed. He painted the sunflowers, but they looked tragic and lonely. He painted the village square, but he filled it with long, haunting shadows. The painting was breathtaking. It was a masterpiece of melancholy. The next day, the villagers gathered around his easel. They gasped. Some wept. "Kale, you are a genius," they shouted. "We never knew you had such depth." A rich merchant bought the painting for a bag of gold. Kale had finally gotten what he wanted. He was famous. He was respected. But as the days turned into weeks, the cost of the palette became clear. Kale couldn't turn it off. He went to his little sister's birthday party. The room was filled with balloons and cake. His parents were laughing. But when Kale looked at them, the genius vision twisted everything. He looked at his sister blowing out the candles, but he didn't see joy. He saw the fleeting nature of time. He saw that one day, she would grow old and the party would end. He saw the tragedy in the moment, not the happiness. "Why are you crying, Kale?" his sister asked, tugging on his sleeve. "It's a party." Kale tried to smile, but he felt a heavy stone in his chest, the stone of the masters. "I'm just seeing how sad it is," he whispered. "Sad," she frowned, "but there is cake." Kale realized he couldn't taste the cake. He couldn't feel the warmth of the fire. The palette of shadows had given him the ability to create beautiful art, but it had robbed him of the ability to live a beautiful life. He was trapped in a museum of his own making, cold, distant, and admired by strangers, but utterly alone. He tried to paint a happy picture. He dipped his brush into the darkness to paint his sister's smile. But the paint twisted on the canvas. The smile turned into a grimace. The bright dress turned into a funeral shroud. He threw the brush down, terrified. "I don't want to be a genius," he screamed to the empty room. "I just want to be happy." He grabbed the heavy wooden pallet and ran back through the rain to the crooked alley. He pounded on the door of the shop. The woman opened it, looking unsurprised. "You are back early," she said. "Take it back," Cale cried, shoving the dark pallet at her. "It's too heavy. I can't breathe. I look at a flower and I see death. I look at a sunrise and I see the end of the day. Please, give me my boring colors back." The woman took the dark palette and placed it on the shelf. She handed Cale his old, messy palette, the one with the sunshine yellow and the grassy green. "You learned the lesson faster than most," she said softly. "People think art is about suffering, but the greatest art of all is the ability to enjoy a simple moment." Cale touched his old paints. A warmth rushed back into his fingers, melting the ice in his chest. He ran outside. The storm was breaking. He looked up. He didn't see the majesty of the tempest or the tragedy of the rain. He saw a puddle. A muddy, brown puddle. And in the middle of it, a yellow rubber duck that a child had dropped. It wasn't deep. It wasn't dramatic. It was just silly. And Cale laughed. He laughed until his sides hurt. He went home and painted the rubber duck in the puddle. He painted it bright yellow, with no shadows, no hidden meaning, just pure, simple joy. When he hung it in the gallery, the critics walked past it. They shook their heads. "He has lost his edge," they whispered. "It's too simple." But Cale stood back and watched his little sister look at the painting. She didn't cry. She didn't analyze it. She pointed at the duck and giggled. "That makes me happy," she said. Cale smiled, putting his arm around her. "Me too," he said. And that is enough. Moral of the story. We often admire the lives of those who seem deep, famous, or successful, thinking their lives are more meaningful than ours. But everything has a price. Do not trade your simple happiness for a shiny reputation. It is better to see the world with eyes that can find joy in small things than to have the vision of a genius who can only see the darkness. Thanks for watching. If you are an artist, would you rather paint with happy colors or deep colors? Let us know in the comments below. If this story brightened your day, please hit the like button and subscribe for more.